Managers, what is the most unprofessional thing an employee has done that resulted in an immediate termination? I needed someone at the Chevron refinery site up north for an inspection. It was a 3-day job, decent pay, and normally I would have gone myself, but I was 2 weeks out from a bone graft on my collarbone and couldn't fly. My brother Tyler had been working for our company for about a year. He was reliable enough, showed up on time, did the work, never caused problems. When I asked if he could take the job, he said yes immediately. The day before his flight, he was supposed to come in for the mandatory pre-deployment drug and alcohol test. Standard procedure for any refinery work. He never showed up. I called him 3 times. Finally, he answered with some long story about his car breaking down on the highway, how he'd been stranded for hours, how his phone died. It sounded off, but Tyler had always been a bit scattered. I told him he needed to come in first thing in the morning before his flight. He didn't. I went to our director, Marcus, and recommended we pull him from the job. Send someone else. Marcus looked at the schedule, looked at me, and said we didn't have anyone else available. Tyler would do the drug test when he got to site anyway as part of his induction. It would be fine. It wasn't fine. Tyler flew out that afternoon. The client, a site manager named Derek, who I'd worked with for years, confirmed he'd arrived and started his induction. Everything seemed okay. Then, halfway through the safety briefing, Tyler stood up and walked out, just left. Derek called me confused, asking if there was some emergency I knew about. I tried calling Tyler. No answer. I called his hotel. The front desk confirmed he'd checked in about 30 minutes prior. I figured maybe he was sick, maybe something actually was wrong. I'd deal with it in the morning. The next day, Derek called me at 7 a.m. Tyler had apologized for leaving, said he had personal issues to handle, and promised to be professional going forward. Derek seemed satisfied. I let myself relax. 2 hours later, Derek called again. His voice was completely different, cold. They'd found Tyler asleep in one of the equipment storage areas. When they woke him up, he became combative, shouting, shoving one of the safety officers. They'd kicked him off site immediately, and he was being driven back to his hotel. Derek was livid. Said we were running a cowboy operation, that this was completely unacceptable, that we needed to send someone competent the next day, or the contract was done. We didn't get the chance to send anyone. That night, Marcus, Derek, and I had a conference call. Derek's supervisor was on the line too. They were terminating our contract effective immediately. $1 million account, gone. Tyler flew back the following morning. Marcus and I were waiting in the conference room. I was supposed to lead the conversation, get his side of things, figure out what the hell had happened. Before I could even start, Marcus looked at Tyler and asked, "If we drug test you right now, would you fail?" Tyler didn't hesitate. Yes. The room went silent. Marcus told him he was terminated immediately. Tyler exploded. Started screaming that it was my fault for not listening to him, that I never gave him support, that the company didn't care about him. He was yelling so loud our admin assistant came to the door, looking alarmed. I stood up. "You need to leave now, or I'm calling the police." He left, slammed the door so hard the frame rattled. For the next month, our admin team received emails from Tyler. Long, rambling messages about how I was terrible at my job, how I'd ruined his life, how I should be fired. I never responded. It was my dad who finally told me the truth. Meth. Tyler had been using for months. Dad and I split the cost of rehab. Tyler went twice. Then came the threats. Messages to my mom saying he'd hurt her if she didn't give him money. Threats to my wife. That's when I cut contact completely. I haven't spoken to him in 3 years. Dad says he's doing better now, working during the day, studying at night. I hope that's true, but I don't call to check.